Hello everyone, my name is Timotheus. I will be starting 6 videos concerning Galatians 3, the doctrine of mutual submission in marriage, and the Evangelical Feminist has used Galatians 3:28 and Ephesians 5:21 to support their belief that gender roles no longer exist in marriage or in society. They speak that the roles that a man plays in society and in marriage, and what a woman plays inside of the society and marriage, all of that has now been erased because of Galatians 3:28 and Ephesians 5:21. In these 6 videos, I will read the whole chapter of Galatians 3, and we shall see what context Galatians 3:28 is actually in. And then from there, we will be able to determine if Galatians 3:28 will completely eliminate gender roles. But first, let's read Galatians 3:28 and see what they are using. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Okay, from there, the doctrine is built to say, since we all are in Christ Jesus, now we do not need gender roles anymore. So everything that a man does, a woman can do the identical same things. There are no gender roles at all. There is just people in Christ. So is this talking about gender roles, that gender just completely evaporates since we are all in Christ Jesus? Let's begin reading here in chapter 3, verse 1 through 5. O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? Bewitched? That you should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ has been evidently set forth, crucified among you. Okay, so he's calling them foolish. Something's going on here in this situation. We find out that someone has bewitched them. So there's some evil that came along and deceived them. Manipulative speech to get them to turn into a direction that they shouldn't be in. So now we need to find out, what is it that they are doing that have them disobeying the truth? They've been bewitched into something. What is this? This only would I learn of you. This is all I want to know. Receive ye the Spirit by works of the law, or by hearing of faith? So now we have a question here for verse 2. He's asking this question saying, have you received the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? So here it's very obvious when he asks that question, every Christian has the answer. Oh, well, it's by hearing of faith is how we receive the Spirit. And it's not by workings of the law. Well, we already understand that. They knew that too. He had to bring them back to remembrance here. And he's asking them these questions because now it's looking like, from the question that he just asked, because we only on verse 2 here, from the question that he just asked was, how did you receive the Spirit? So it's as if they up here thinking that they can receive the Spirit by working of the law. He's like, hold on a second. Was it by working of the law, or was it by faith? What are you doing here? Who has bewitched you? Verse 3. Are ye so foolish, having begun in the Spirit, and you now made perfect by the flesh? He's saying that if you start in the spirit, now you want to perfect everything by doing the works of the law. Your efforts, your works of your hands. You do everything by the works of the law, that's doing it by the flesh. If you didn't start out in the flesh, you started out in the spirit, then you should continue on in the spirit. Not stop and then try to finish in the flesh. Have ye yet suffered so many things in vain, if it be yet in vain? He therefore that ministers to you the Spirit and works miracles among you. Okay, now we're going to see the guy who's working by the Spirit, ministering the Spirit, is up here bringing forth manifestations of miracles. Does he it by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith? He asks the same question again in verse 5. We see the same two things here that he brought up in verse 2. Is it by working on the law or is it by faith? So far, we started out in chapter 3. 1 through 5. We see him beginning a subject, asking them, by what method did you receive? By what method did you manifest miracles? Is it by A or is it by B? That's all. We're talking about receiving, not cancellation. We're talking about receiving and not changing of order. So we're going to go ahead to part 2 and continue on seeing the context for Galatians 3:28.